Hi, my name is Cody Crane, and this is part 2 of my health journey. So, around 5.5 months ago, I ended up taking a big journey in my life because I was fed up with it all. I was fed up with everything that I was going through. I wasn't happy with myself and the way I was progressing and how I was. So I ended up coming down to Mexico. I'm staying with a friend, and I didn't really know what I was going to go through. I didn't really understand what was going to happen. I kind of came down here to get my health and my life back on track, but, being through so many different things and trying so many different things, you take things with a grain of salt. And so I wasn't sure what to expect. It was another program for me to try. It was another thing. And, I wasn't trying to get my high hopes up, trying to think, oh, this might finally be it. But, I was coming down here to see what it is and if it would work for me. And so I ended up, for the first couple of days here, we got pretty normal, eating new foods and stuff, a whole different style down here in Mexico. And I was still kind of lost in my own mind. I wasn't sure what was going on. These were new, different things I was trying, and I just wasn't sure what was going on. And I was having an internal battle with myself emotionally, physically, not, it was like this little person inside my head saying, don't worry if this doesn't work out, trying to give myself that just so I didn't go back down into that deep, dark place. And so, about 2 weeks in to my journey here, I ended up just sitting down, and I was told to write out my emotions because I never really understood how to express my emotions. I was always taught, going through different situations, I didn't want to cause worry, I didn't want to cause, havoc, I didn't want other people to worry about me emotionally, so I always shut down my emotions. I always put them behind, I always kept them inside, I didn't want them to leave, I didn't want them to get expressed in any way because I thought I'd be causing problems with other people. And so, it was about 2-3 weeks in, I sat down and I just started writing in this book. And my emotions just started being let out. They were leaving my body. It felt like something in my body was leaving, like a presence. And I sat there and I wrote, probably about 2 pages worth of just different things, dealing with, I had a sister who OD'd on some painkiller medication around when I was 16, 2 days before my birthday. And I thought I dealt with that, but I had to be strong for other people around me, so I never really dealt with that. I had to be strong for them. I thought, I'll take care of it later. I'll deal with it on my own time, but I never seemed to really get my own time or never really deal with it. And so being able to release all that emotional pain and what I was feeling at that time, that was my journey. That was the beginning of it. That was the kickstart of my marathon of my health. And I slept better that night because I've never really slept that well. I went right to bed and it was the most peaceful sleep I've ever gotten. It just felt like, okay, now I can finally relax. Now I can start, working on myself, because all of a sudden I wasn't worrying about things that I didn't need to worry about, that I finally needed to release 5 years later after the event. I held on to those. And over the next couple days, all of a sudden I just started to shed this weight. And I dropped probably a good 20 pounds in 2 days. And that was just pure emotional weight that I've been holding on to because of all the toxicity of holding on to things like that. And, the regret, the depression, the anxiety, the just worry of it all, it just seemed to finally leave. And it was just like, okay, my body started finally doing something for me, and to see that in 2 days, that was the biggest hope-giving thing I could probably have to my life. And it was just finally to be emotionally free, to not feel like, a robot in a way where I didn't have any emotions because I kept them all up inside, to not have to be so strict and hard on myself. It was nice. It was freeing. So that was the beginning of it. That's when everything really started. I started to feel better about myself. Emotionally, I started to look better, just because when you lose 20 pounds in weight, it comes off, and you start saying, okay, I've got this, I can do this. And then on, it was a journey. I started eating even healthier than I was doing at home. It was no pastas, no breads. I was on just pure vegetarian. I was eating mainly soups, bean soups for lunch. And, it seemed to kickstart it. I was starting to walk every day. And that was a big thing. To even walk 4 blocks was a big thing. And then to do that every single day. And then to eventually, in a month's time, start walking farther and farther. And then I remember I was writing my book. I was having a really good day. And I walked to Walmart that morning. And Walmart is probably a good 30 blocks. Yeah. 2.5 kilometers. And so I was just like, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to walk to Walmart. And I was like, well, if I was feeling pain, I'll walk back. Or I'll take a cab back. And we went through Walmart. I probably stayed in there a good half an hour, walking around, not having to sit. And then I ended up walking back home that 2.5 kilometers. And I was just like, wow, something left me. Something's feeling really good, because all of a sudden that knot in my foot, that pain, that pins and needles just went away. And so later on that evening, we had a friend come into town, and he needed to go pick up stuff at Walmart, and they were going to go off, and I'm like, you know what, no, I'll try it. I'll see how I can do. So we ended up walking back to Walmart again, and still no pain. And I was shocked and thinking, okay, we're probably going to take a taxi on the way home. We had these groceries, and we're carrying these things. Well, we ended up just walking all the way home. And it was just amazing. Just for my emotions, for my well-being of just feeling. It was something I've never done before. It was my body wasn't used to it. I didn't know how to feel at that time. Not really understanding. It's just like, wow, I walked all that ways today, and not even a month before, I could barely spend a half an hour out walking, and then I'd have to be down for the rest of the day because my foot would be in such horrific pain. It would just, even after I got off of it, it would just be, a half an hour of it just throbbing pain. And all of a sudden, just having not that same pain. I was in a little bit of pain that night, but it wasn't the same pain. It was like a pain of not being used to it. My foot wasn't used to being used that much. My whole body wasn't being used that much. Muscles were being used that I've never used before, because I haven't been able to use them in a while. So that was it was another hurdle in my journey that I had to overcome, and I finally overcome it. Because I thought in my life that I'd never be able to walk this far. I'd never be able to really do anything, go out, with my friends anymore, and be able to go to amusement parks, or even go to a park, and just walk around. I never really thought I'd be able to do any of those things. I thought I'd have to find a job where I'd have to sit down all day long, and then go home, and then, make whatever food I could make, because I wouldn't be able to stand, and then go right back down to sitting, where I'd be maybe up an average of maybe an hour a day. And it was that little hope came back in. A little glimmer of light saying, hey, we're finally moving in the right direction. We're finally going to accomplish what you've been trying to accomplish for years. And so it was just another hurdle that I finally overcame, and it was a big hurdle, because that affected my life big. It was another big thing that just went on, because not being able to use it, not being able to work out, not being able to walk, not being able to do things, my health just more and more rapidly declined. So it was nice. So over the next 2 months, I started walking more and more every day. I was doing things. We were going out to all these different markets and buying groceries, and I was being able to stand there and walk around and then come home and walk some more, and not go right down and have to sit and go to bed, or come home, and I would cook for an hour or two a day, and that was standing on my feet, and then I cooked more and more and more, and we ended up having a big party one night, and it started right around 10 o'clock. We forgot some groceries, and I ended up walking to Walmart, came back, and from noon on, we were on our feet cooking, and there was no pain. There was no worry about, oh, maybe I should go sit down. Oh, I have to limit myself, because if not, I'm going to be in such pain that I won't be able to sleep, or I won't be able to relax because of it just throbbing. There was none of that. We ended up staying on our feet and cooking until 7 o'clock that night, and I never had a thought in my mind that I wasn't able to do it. I never had that worry in my mind that, oh no, I need to sit down. We ended up having dinner around 7:30, and it was just like, wow. I just stood, and especially after walking for 9 hours, and it was just like, it hit me. Reality really hit me that night as I was lying in bed, and it was just like, I can do it. That was it. I can finally achieve what I want to achieve. I don't have to limit myself due to my illness or to my pain. I don't have to find a career path or find a job that I have to sit down all day long. I could do whatever I wanted to do. There was no marker on my life anymore that said, okay, you can't go past this point. And so it was another hurdle. And my mind really saw what was going on. And it really felt emotionally how I should be feeling on a daily basis. I should be feeling fine. I should be doing well. And to actually see my body do what my mind wanted it to do, it was amazing. And from then on, I've been doing so many different things with my feet. I've been able to do construction. I've been able to do woodworking where I'm on my feet. I've been able to use it on a daily basis that normal people would take, as just doing their job or using it the way it was supposed to be. And it was just really amazing. And, ever since about a month in with my gallbladder, I really started forgetting about my stomach pain. I really started forgetting about the way I was supposed to be feeling. Because after 5 years of your body going through the same thing all the time, it's like a program. You're set on a program, and it's supposed to happen at these times, and you're supposed to do these things, and with me not having to worry about certain things, my stomach pain went away. It was taking the right supplements, supporting it with actually good nutrition, having my body finally absorb the nutrition to actually start working for itself, because I found out while I was down here, my body wasn't absorbing. So no matter how hard I worked out or how good I ate, I could have lived a completely vegan lifestyle, and I would have still never really understood why my body never changed. And while being down here, I finally understood that my body wasn't working for me. Because of having these different problems all along, my body wasn't functioning in the way normal as it would normally. My body wasn't producing the right types of enzymes for me, hormones for me. And then finding out that the biggest thing in my life that I didn't really understand, the biggest thing that would change my life forever, was having my gallbladder taken out. Understanding that because my gallbladder was taken out, that I don't have the right types of bile and fluids to digest my food properly. And I could eat things and all of a sudden start gaining weight, and it would be the healthiest things. It'd be stuff that, all these different websites, oh no, it's great for you, it does these things. And to actually understand that my body was fighting against the good food and nutrition that I was trying to give it. So it was just amazing. I got on the right nutrition, I got on the right supplements to actually support my body, and I started dropping the pounds. And that, in conjunction with me not feeling pain in my foot, I could walk and not have to worry about the pain, and then I could actually walk and lose weight. I mean, I worked out hard in the gym for 2 months, morning and night. I spent 4 hours a day in the gym, and that was average, and not lose weight, not feel this good. And all of a sudden, I could walk, just walking a mile felt like nothing. And to actually feel better, to feel good, to not feel like, okay, I didn't accomplish anything. Because I could see the changes daily. I could understand, because I came down here in my regular fitting clothes. I didn't bring any clothes because I wasn't really understanding that I was going to lose weight. I didn't bring any smaller clothes down. I didn't bring anything for my new self. And I was just, all of a sudden I was feeling like I was being caught in these big, huge sheets that I was wearing for shirts. And it was just, I could finally see the changes, see the results. I could feel the results in my body, and it was amazing. And my body was finally actually working with me for my own health instead of fighting against me. And it's been hard every single day. It's been easy every single day. It's been a roller coaster, but it's not the emotional roller coaster I was on. It's been a fun roller coaster. It's been a journey on, okay, what am I going to be able to do today? What am I going to go out and do today? What can I do today? Because I can do anything now. So it's been fun. It's been an emotional roller coaster, but everyone has their good and bad days. But I've been having a lot more good days than bad days now. I mean, it's a change. It's a new life. And instead of looking forward to every day of being in pain, or what can't I do today, what am I not going to accomplish today because I can't do that, and just getting in this depressed state, I'm waking up every morning and saying, okay, what are we going to do today? Because I can do it no matter what. I wake up in the mornings, I go to bed at night, and I feel good. I don't feel like, okay, I finally have to go to bed, I have to get off. I have to go to sleep just so I'm not feeling any emotional pain. So I'm not feeling any physical pain, so I can finally escape the reality I was in. And, it's nice to be waking up every morning with joy, and be waking up with, okay, I can do it today. I got it today. Nothing's going to hold me back. I'm on this journey for the rest of my life, and I can take it. I can do it. And I can do whatever I want with it.
How many pounds?
When I came down here, I was pushing, I want to say I was 350 pounds. I was a big boy. And right now I am sitting at 275 pounds, and that is with muscle. Because muscle weighs more than fat. And that's with me gaining muscle. And me, being able to hold myself up and being able to lift things and not worry about it. So, yeah,